Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Esley Greer from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews here, back with a new segment, and today's segment is Frightful 5. It's pretty much a top 5 horror list, it's just straight up horror. Today's list, or Frightful 5, will be the top 5 most underrated horror films. I will say, there are more underrated horror films out there, it's just these are the ones I want to touch base on today. Mainly because I grew up with most of these, and so yeah, let's get started. These are in no particular order. These are just 5 movies I want to talk about. I just am shooting for a quick and easy video because I got a special review coming out here soon. Hopefully, after my next review, I'll be working on my feature film, The Knox, because I haven't really had time to. I've been at work this last week and a half. That's why I haven't been uploading as much. So, coming in at number 5 is Wrong Turn, the original Wrong Turn. Not no stupid sequel or prequel that came after it. The original Wrong Turn from 2003. For me, I grew up with this movie, and a lot of people don't really care for the inbred hillbilly cannibals. A lot of people don't really care for that type of film, but I like it if it's done right, and Wrong Turn does it right. The special effects are phenomenal. The acting, for the most part, is, it's either serviceable, good enough, or just good. But I really have a fun time watching this film every time I watch it. And it gets a lot of hate, and I understand why, because it spawned so many sequels and prequels that are something I don't really want to talk about, and whenever I get to the series, I'm not really going to be excited to talk about this series. But yeah, with that being said, coming at number 4 is the Night of the Living Dead remake. So when someone brings up George A. Romero, or if they talk about Night of the Living Dead, they usually bring up the original 1968 Night of the Living Dead. I will say I prefer the remake, the 1990 remake, over the original, but that's just me. I saw the remake before I saw the original, and so therefore the original didn't scare me like it should have. With this film, you do have these slow-walking zombies, and you got some good special effects for 1990, and you got a good cast all around. You got the characters that you're supposed to hate, and you got the characters that you're supposed to root for, and they're there. There's a story I told in a review or something, I forgot what it was, or a Q&A or something about this film, and how my parents scared me the night of viewing this film. So just very fond memories with this movie, and upon rewatch, I enjoyed it, but not as much as I did, but I still think that one should bring it up when talking about Night of the Living Dead. So with that being said, coming at number 3 is Silver Bullet, which happens to be my favorite werewolf film of all time. You have The Howling, you have An American Werewolf in London, you got Ginger Snaps, never seen it, but you got a lot of other werewolf films that people talk about, and rarely do I hear someone bring up Silver Bullet. The reason why people go to see a werewolf film is mostly because of the special, or the way the werewolf looks and the transformation scene. This has both, but the transformation scene isn't the best. This film is more character-based than it is, slasher-wise, because there's not many kills in this, but the ones that we do have, I really do enjoy them. And a lot of people bring up that the werewolf in this film doesn't look that good. It looks like a furry, or whatever the hell people call these things nowadays. They just think that the werewolf is too fluffy, I guess. It looks more like a teddy bear than it should a werewolf. To me, when I was little, it did scare me. I will say that. Watching it again, it's not as scary as it once was, but I do think it's either my favorite or second favorite werewolf look. It's either this or the Wolfman remake. I love the way he looks in that film as well. It's been quite a few years since I've seen that film, but Silver Bullet, I just love Silver Bullet. I love the cast in this. You got Gary Busey, you got Corey Haim. You just got a lot of great characters in this film. Coming in at number 2 is Pumpkinhead, which I just went over the Pumpkinhead series, and I have so many fond memories with this film. I brought it up in my reviews and the ranking, so if you want to go check out those stories, go ahead. I love the special effects in this, and Stan Winston directed it, and he was a part of Wrong Turn. That's why the practical effects in that film look phenomenal, and so does in this film. The creature is just so creepy. It's the scariest I've ever seen on film, but for me, it's really character based, just like Silver Bullet. You have Lance Henriksen playing the role of Ed Harley, and I love his bond between him and his son. There are some really touching scenes with him and his son, which I love those scenes. And when something bad happens, which I'm not bringing it up, you just really feel for Ed Harley. I love this movie. Can't get enough of it. So coming in at number one, which I haven't seen this movie in quite a few years, but I just recently watched the original one. Um, Movie I'm talking about is Psycho 2. I haven't seen this movie in about 3 or 4 years, but I remember loving this movie, and I watched the original about, I don't know, I watched it last year, did a review on it, and gave it like a 7.5. It wasn't as good as people make it out to be, but originally saw Psycho 2. Anthony Perkins is great as Norman Bates in all the films, you know, but in this one, you really feel for his character, you know? Even though it's sort of weird to say that, when a certain thing happens at the end, you're like, holy shit. But this one has that 80s feel because it was released in 80, 82? I don't remember when it came out, but it was during the 80s, and it has that 80s feel, which I love 80s horror films and 80s films in general. They're magical, I guess. I just love this one, and to be honest, the original doesn't really compare to this one. I find there to be more terrifying scenes in this one and more intense scenes. But regardless, I enjoy the original as well. It's just, it was such a letdown seeing it after seeing the second one. And I can't wait to rewatch this one. And I'm possibly going to watch the original again and then watch, the second and third, fourth. I'm not really looking forward to seeing the remake, but I'll see it one day. But regardless, I love Psycho 2. I just remember watching it nonstop when I did watch it. And one more thing, I just want to give a quick shout out. I forgot to do this at the start of the video, but I want to give a shout out to Dean W. Thomas. He has been working on the score to my feature film, The Knox, and I just listened to all 3 tracks, and I sort of feel like a director because, I mean, I'm the director anyway, but it's cool because I've been listening to the soundtrack nonstop to see what scenes fit the score, so, but I'm still gonna be doing some reshoots and shooting some new scenes that I just thought of here recently, and there's a brand new scene that I'm wanting to do just because of a certain song that he composed, and I'm really, really excited. But if you guys found any entertainment in this video, let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, don't be scared to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It'd be highly appreciated. And peace.